This is where your life sucks. You wake up tired, scroll on TikTok or Instagram for 45 minutes, go to a job or to a school you hate, get back home and numb yourself by eating junk food and watching Netflix, and then repeat that whole cycle all over again. I promise you, you're not cursed, you're just stuck in a cycle. And you wanna know what the worst part is? You already know it. There's a version of you that's buried under distractions, burnt out, that's screaming, "We're meant for more than this." But every time you try to change, it's almost like something keeps dragging you back. Maybe it's comfort, maybe it's fear, or maybe it's the people you surround yourself with. You've convinced yourself that you're stuck, but you're not really stuck. You're just stuck doing the same things with the same people in the same places. Your life isn't broken, but your patterns are. And until you fix those patterns, nothing's gonna change. But once you do, it's over for the old you. And let's talk about it. Let's break this down scientifically. Back in the 1970s, psychologists coined a term called the hedonic treadmill.
The idea? No matter how much pleasure or success you add to your life, your brain always returns to the same baseline. That dream job, that new relationship, that apartment with the skyline view, give it time, and it all starts to feel normal. Your mind adapts quickly, quietly, so you keep chasing more and feeling less over and over, like a treadmill. You run harder, but you never get anywhere. And the worst part, you don't even notice it happening. That's how it gets you. So next time you feel like nothing's ever enough, ask yourself, is it life, or is it just your brain running on repeat?
If you didn't take anything from that video, at least take this. No matter how much your life improves, your brain eventually gets used to it. You win, you level up, and you grow, and eventually your happiness level just resets all over again. You finally land that job, and at first it's amazing, the dopamine, the excitement, the momentum. But fast forward a few weeks, and guess what? It's just normal. Same thing with that relationship, that car, that new lifestyle upgrade. That's just how your brain was built, to adapt. But when your environment keeps repeating and your brain stops rewarding you, guess what? You feel like you lost progress, even though technically you're still moving forward. That's when you hear people start saying, "I feel stuck." But here's the thing, modern research shows that adaptation is not final. So believe it or not, you can teach your brain how to grow again. But not with autopilot, not with chaos, but with new input, new focus, and new energy. You need to create new rewards for yourself, new rituals, and new patterns. Because without challenge and intention, your brain will convince you that nothing's changing. Even when everything is. That's why the answer isn't more stuff, it's more strategy. Let's be real, sometimes you don't feel stuck because of science. You feel stuck because you're fucking exhausted. Excuse me, because you're exhausted. You've been doing everything for everyone, hustling non-stop. You're always busy, never rested, always connected, but never present. You're burnt out spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. You've been running for so long that even rest feels wrong. You hope everybody else chase their goals, but when is it time to chase yours? Your brain doesn't need more pressure, it needs space. Sometimes you don't need a new dream, you need a nap. Because if you're always in motion and never in alignment, you're not growing, you're just surviving. And burnout, disguised as ambition, will rob you for everything that you're working for. Some of you don't feel stuck because of what's happening now, you feel stuck because of what happened then. If you grew up around people who played it safe, you were taught to shrink your dreams. If your parents didn't show you love in healthy ways, you were taught not to expect it. If your childhood was filled with chaos, stress, and neglect, you started to believe that survival was all it was. So now peace feels unfamiliar and stillness feels wrong. In chasing your goals, it feels like betrayal because it's stepping outside of who you're supposed to be. And now as you're growing up as an adult, that wiring is still somewhere in the background. It's why self-sabotage shows up when things are going too well. It's why being too calm makes you feel anxious. It's why you pull back when you should be leaning in. You're not broken, you're programmed. And now you have to reprogram yourself. Your childhood might have written the intro, but right now you control the plot twist. Because your life isn't built by what you want, it's built by what you do every single day. Change isn't a one-time thing, it's a choice you repeat until you become who you are. So no, you can't just keep eating junk, scrolling for hours, and spending time with low-energy people and expect your mind to just one day transform. You have to change your environment, change your routine, and eventually you have to change your patterns too. Because your habits are either gonna build your future or bury your future. And the good news is, you get to choose which one it is every single day. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm 19 years old, I feel stuck sometimes too. I can get caught up in my own matrix and be paying attention to what he or she is doing and how far ahead he or she is. But you know what I realized? Growth isn't always as loud. Sometimes it's silent, it's confusion, it's lots of patience because it takes lots of waiting. So if life feels quiet right now, don't panic. You're not necessarily behind, you're just in that part of the movie that they usually cut out to make it more entertaining for the viewers. Like this part right here.